the Gorge du Verdon. Where is it? In France. So there's France, and France has the southern and the western part, and where it is in the Provence. And where some rivers, the overview of the rivers is that at the Mount Pelta, there goes the River Rhone, and then it joins also the Artuby, and then the River Durance, and then I think as the River Durance, it comes into the Rhone, and then out into the Mediterranean Sea. Cannes is there, 130 kilometers northwest of Cannes is it, Marseilles, Grenoble. And also is the Riez in the vicinity, and Castellane and Moustiers-Ste-Marie. Let's start at the source. The source is Mount Pelta, 3,000 meters high, and there are many snowfields and glaciers. And these snowfields and glaciers, they're causing erosion to the mountain, and they are letting then some pulverized little materials into the river, suspended in there, and the light is then reflected in a way that the green and blue parts are reflected, and therefore the river has a green color. It can be turquoise at very bright sunny days. And where some tall rocks are standing in the river, they can also have white parts behind it, but otherwise green. There were 2,000 years ago the vicinity, and they had nature gods and spirits, and they adored the goddess of the river, and they hurled votive offerings into the river to seek the favor of the goddess. Now, the river flows then on. Then it comes into a 10 kilometers crystal clear lake behind the Castellane Dam, built in 1947 for hydroelectric reasons. And then there is Castellane, and that is a town. The river flows through it. And in Castellane, there's a big 180-meter high cliff, on top of which is the Chapelle Notre Dame de Roc. The rock has the name Le Roc. Notre Dame du Roc is the Chapelle Le Roc of the cliff. And when the river flows through the town, one can see from there how it vanishes or goes into the cliffs, and then it flows on. It makes a northward turn at the Balcon de Mescla, a northward turn, and then it flows at the end into another lake, Sarquois, created in 1973, and at that is Moustiers-Ste-Marie at the north of it. The lake was created with Ste-Marie at the same time as the Rue de Riez was created at the north side of the river, and at the south side is the Corniche Plain going through many tunnels, also along the vantage points, a part of the Balcon de Mescla, where the Artuby River mixes with it, Mescla, le Balcon de le Chevalier and le Balcon de Loire. Now, there's no Moustiers-Ste-Marie, and then it flows on, the Durance River meets it, and so on. Now, what else? The Gorge du Verdon, it is a big gorge. Some people call it the Grand Canyon of Europe, the Grand Canyon of Europe. And it is at the top to 1.6 kilometers wide. The cliffs are up to 700 meters high. And the river can be very small together, just 6 meters, or wide 100 meters. And it is limestone. There are some theories how it came about. One is about the rain falling down, and then it goes through the air, and the air is a little bit carbon dioxide that is taking the water of the raindrop in it, becoming carbonic acid, and if it falls on the limestone, it is dissolving the calcium carbonate, which is the main constituent of limestone, and then caves are forming. Another theory is saying the River Verdon was going under the ground alone, and then over time the top parts were falling in through erosion. E.A. Martel was in 1905 there, and he drew firstly the attention of the world to it, and then more. So there's also in Castellane, there's a battlement also, before the rock with Notre Dame du Roc on top of it, and in Moustiers-Ste-Marie, there were monks in 432 who founded it, Moustiers or Monasterium de Marie, and since centuries there's the Fanien's pottery done, and some people say that it has the most beautiful setting of the whole Provence, the Moustiers-Ste-Marie straddled between the cliffs. And I think that is what you mostly written to the Gorge du Verdon. So that is the Gorge du Verdon, according to Rupert or Matthews, The Atlas of Natural Wonders, on the pages 60, 70, 18 and 19. The positions and views expressed are ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entity spoken of.